Good evening, it is Monday, 11th November 2024. I am Daniela Edwin. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We are on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, and the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug and play antenna. Thank you so much for joining us. On the 9th of November, social media was buzzing with reports of a shooting incident in Labrie near a popular bar. It is alleged that this police-involved shooting was done in attempts to restrain a mentally challenged individual. Chrissy Bakey begins tonight's reporting.
We want justice for Guppy. Justice for Guppy. The police has just shot an unarmed SL. Go and ask them what is an SL. Unarmed SL. You'll shoot him. You'll have visualized the threat and you'll shoot him in his It is legal. And you want to tell me about black sword? Come on. I realize no.
Over the weekend, a woman took to social media demanding justice for a man allegedly shot by police. Although the events leading up to the incident remain unclear, another video circulating on social media shows the injured man laying on the pavement in orange shorts, surrounded by onlookers. A male bystander can be seen holding the man's hand, offering words of encouragement saying, "I'm here with you." Reports indicate that the Saint Lucia Fire Service responded to the emergency, as detailed by Public Relations Officer Cherise John.
On the 9th of November 2024, Saint Lucia Fire Service responded to an emergency call at Labrie. On arrival at the scene, an adult male was found laying on the sidewalk. Upon assessment, multiple penetrating wounds were observed to his knees, with abrasions about the body. He was treated, then transported to a medical facility for advanced medical care.
The exact condition of the victim remains unclear at this time. It is alleged that he is mentally challenged, and at the time of the incident, officers were attempting to restrain him. One post about this incident, which has garnered significant attention, reads, quote, "When you have a situation in the middle of the village where 4 police officers, who in my opinion has an average weight of 180 to 200 pounds each, cannot restrain or pin down to the ground a 150 to 160 pounds mentally challenged unarmed young man, then in the scuffle one of the officers pulls out his revolver and discharges his firearm without regards to the safety of his colleagues, innocent bystanders, and property. What really freaked me out was that my grandchildren were upstairs my home, and I was scared that the bullet could have ricocheted and hit them. Praise Jah, nobody got killed in that reckless discharge of a firearm in a populated part of the community, where there are bars, restaurants, grocery stores, children and the elderly walking the streets on their business. I think the time is now for the force to put a special unit together to deal with our mentally challenged men in our society. A comprehensive training should be done. The right non-lethal tools should be available to that unit. That unit should have its presence in the north, south, east, west of the country. I am appealing to the new COP that immediate priority should be given to the establishment of this unit." End quote. The police force has not issued a formal statement on the matter. The news team awaits more details about this incident. For the Hot 7 TV News, Chrissy Bakey reporting.
The government of Saint Lucia is slowly wiggling its way out of the heat coming from growing medical and healthcare troubles, with a much-needed gift to the mother of the 6-year-old who was shot in the face in Dennery. After a doctor quoted to perform the child's facial reconstruction refused to operate, the government of Saint Lucia has stepped in to assist with the cost of the procedure.
Brittany Paul, the mother of a 6-year-old from Lapwet, Dennery, who suffered a gunshot wound to the face on October 1st, 2024, faced a significant setback when a doctor who was initially willing to perform facial reconstruction surgery for the child withdrew because the mother sought financial assistance on social media. In a welcome turn of events, Honorable Alfred Prosper, the parliamentary representative for Dennery South, announced on Wednesday, November 11, 2024, ahead of their weekly cabinet meeting, that the government of Saint Lucia has committed to covering the surgery's full cost, relieving the family of a major financial burden.
I want to tell you that as the parliamentary rep for Dennery South, I don't go about boasting and, letting people know the level of support that we provide as a government to people. But when I heard the news, I was very, very shocked. The lady who's the mom, I know very, very well. As soon as that happened, I got a call, and from that time, I have been providing the level of support that she needs. As we speak today, she and her daughter will be visiting a doctor who has agreed to undertake the surgery. So as of today, we will know what date that is, and all arrangements have been made for the surgery to be made free of cost to the parent. There was an amount that was charged by the OKEU. I'm not going to say the sum, but that has been paid by the government of Saint Lucia as we speak.
The child's mother previously indicated that due to the ongoing situation in Martinique, traveling for medical care was unlikely, leaving her with few options. With the government's intervention, the young girl can now undergo the much-needed surgery without delay. Prosper affirmed that the child is in good care and that the doctors will restore the quality of life of the child.
She's in good hands, and our government is a government who cares. I took on this responsibility to help people to change lives, and it is important that we understand it's an unfortunate situation. None of us would like our 7-year-old to be in a situation like that. So we are doing all that is necessary as a government, particularly led by Alfred Prosper, Dennery South parliamentary rep, to ensure that everything is taken care of. So have no fear, we have everything under control. But I don't like to say what I do for people, for fear that people think I'm exposing, something that should be more or less private. But she's being taken care of, and everything is going smoothly as we speak to help treat the facial impact by the bullet or gunshot wound.
The previous doctor quoted $14,500 for the facial reconstruction surgery. It is unclear how much this doctor quoted the government of Saint Lucia, as the parliamentary representative chose not to disclose this information. For the Hot 7 TV News, Chrissy Bakey reporting.
Speculation is mounting in Saint Lucia as Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre adds fuel to the election discussions. Despite the Saint Lucia Labour Party having 2 years left in office, Pierre rang a symbolic bell at the recent Dominica Labour Party conference, fueling questions about whether the next election could be sooner than expected.
The Dominica Labour Party held its delegates conference on Sunday, November 10, 2024, bringing together members, supporters and leaders from across Dominica and the region. Distinguished speakers included Dickon Mitchell, Prime Minister of Grenada and political leader of the National Democratic Congress, and Philip J. Pierre, Prime Minister of Saint Lucia and political leader of the Saint Lucia Labour Party. Roosevelt Skerritt, Prime Minister of Dominica and political leader of the Dominica Labour Party, addressed attendees, sharing his vision for a dynamic Dominica. A notable moment from the conference was when Saint Lucia's Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre concluded his remarks by responding to calls for elections in Saint Lucia, despite the Saint Lucia Labour Party having 2 years left in office. Whilst it is known that such a move signals the calling of an election, Pierre, in a surprise twist, rang the bell as he ended his speech, leaving his actions open to interpretation by the public.
I come to tell you that I come in. I come to tell you that Saint Lucia will have a general election very soon. And I see a bell here. Roosevelt, let me not bell. Now, you'll hear them on social media. I ringing the bell here. I ain't saying for what. I'll ring a bell here, but I won't say for what. So let them speculate why it is. The bell is wrong.
After the applauding stopped, Prime Minister Pierre stated that the bell ringing is to ensure they are protecting the victory.
That bell is to ensure that we protect the victory.
According to the Constitution, elections for a new parliamentary session must be held no later than 5 years and 90 days after the opening of the previous session. The first session following the 2021 election took place on August 17, 2021, setting the deadline for the next elections as November 2026. The Prime Minister has not stated whether it will be called before this time. For the Hot 7 TV News, Chrissy Bakey reporting.
The National Youth Awards was held over the weekend and placed a spotlight on youth who made positive strides in their communities for the year 2023. Trevon Richard was one of those individuals who captured 3 awards, including the prestigious Youth of the Year title. In this report, we hear more about this young man and how he feels having received this recognition for his efforts.
The National Youth Awards, hosted by the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, took place on November 9, 2024 at the Pavilion in Rodney Bay. Many young individuals and organizations were awarded for making a positive impact in their communities for 2023. Trevon Richard, who is from Opicor Viewfort but resides in Cedar Heights Viewfort, secured the title for Youth of the Year for 2023. In his nomination speech, he shared that he is an educator by profession and that he has been involved in youth work for an extended period of time. Most notably, Richard has assisted young people in his community secure employment in the spiny lobster and sea moss industry.
My involvement in community work started first through volunteering, and as I volunteered through the Viewfort chapter, Volunteer Saint Lucia Viewfort chapter, I got a greater appreciation for my community and everything happening in our community, and a greater love for the community. And then we started to have some other projects. Right now we have a livelihoods project, a spiny lobster and sea moss project, that is providing livelihoods for about 20 to 15 young persons in the community. With this involvement, we just want to see a change in our community and make a greater impact in that way. Being nominated for this award, being nominated as Youth of the Year for the National Youth Awards, I'm excited, but it's more than just my excitement. There is so much happening in our community that I think this event is perfect for. I mean, it could raise awareness of some of the issues that we have in the community, some of the plights that we're facing, and sometimes we feel like our community has been forgotten and it's only painted in a negative manner. So I think being nominated for an award like this shed light on the positivity, the positive things that are happening in Viewfort, right? And hopefully we can get some more sponsorship or resources to continue the good work that we're doing in the community, and people can see that there are a lot of talented young people doing great things in the community of Viewfort.
Richard was overjoyed to be selected as Youth of the Year and indicated that this win is pushing him to continue his efforts.
I am very happy and grateful for winning this award. The support that I've received from everyone, the encouraging messages, has been motivation and inspiration to do even more in the community.
Richard thanked his support system and other individuals who contributed towards him winning this award.
I would like to thank everyone who has been part of the journey thus far. My friends, I have a really good support system with people who are like-minded, who care about the community, and we feed off each other, and that has been very positive in my development. I would like to thank my family, the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, of course, and I would also like to send a special thank you for the Global Environment Facility, Jeff, for funding some of the projects that we've implemented in the community so far.
In the near future, Richard intends to make more opportunities available for the youth to remove some of the stigma placed on Vieux Fort.
Moving forward, we have a lot more activities planned. We're in the process of launching our sports club. It's called Nexus Sports Club, so look out for that. And under the sports club, we have a basketball camp that is planned for the Christmas vacation. So what we really want to do is to engage young people in Vieux Fort through sports, right? Build that sporting culture even more in the community so it could outweigh all the other negative factors that exist.
In addition to Youth of the Year, Richard also won Most Outstanding Youth in Social Development and the Community Achievement Award Individual. For the Hot 7 TV News, Chrissy Bakey reporting.
Still in the first segment of the broadcast, the POV. As the island recognizes Remembrance Day, you shared your fondest memory with a loved one that has passed away. Here is what you had to say.
Today's Memorial Day. I want to be in memory one of my favorite cousins, with Winsbert Sonson. The thing about it, even though he is gone, he was one of my favorite cousins. But the thing, even what I'm saying is that he went to the hospital several times to find out what was going on with him, and the system, they didn't even find out what was going on till the last minute. And I hope that Saint Lucia is getting better equipment, better things, so that whatever the case will be, that case won't be a normal case where people going 2 and 3 and 4 times and they're not finding out what's going on with them at the hospital. But I love him. A couple of days ago, his birthday. It was his birthday, and it came up on Facebook. And I say, wow, I miss him. But one of my favorite cousins, and Winsbert Sonson, we love you. Gone but not forgotten. Bless up.
My grandmother, well, as the story goes, when I was 9 months, my mother placed me into her custody. I don't know the circumstances, and I stayed there until she died. I remember as a young child, we used to walk all the way from Anstory to Millet, to all these places with my little breastfeed on my head, and she would go up the hill in a snake-infested area. She had a prayer, some kind of prayer saying, and so she would go up the hill in the forest, and I would stay in the river, eating the crayfish and so forth. And I think that was lovely. I spent all my life with my grandmother. Only when she passed away, I went on my own. Mistress Valence Frederick of Anstory.
Someone that's close to me that passed was my grandmother. And that's probably when I was about, 14 years, about that. Yeah, she was very special to me. She would do everything for me. She spoiled me. She would cook for me, clean everything, to the point I couldn't do nothing for myself. You understand? So big shout out to her. She's dead already, but make sure rests in peace, And yeah.
I remember my sister Brenda that passed away about 10 years ago. I always remember that sister of mine. That time we were so close. I always remember Brenda. She died some years ago, and also Aman from Hospital Road. That's my child father. I remember Aman died the same time. About 7 years ago, Aman died, and also Miss Amon, our good friend of Cicero, Auntie Amon died some years ago too. I always remember Miss Amon, Brenda, my sister, and Aman. I always remember all of these 3 people that died some years back. And also to a friend of mine, Naya's sister. I remember Naya's sister died, and the grandmother passed away some years back. So I remember all of these people. That's who I remember for now. May they rest in peace. May their soul rest in peace and sleep in peace.
Look out for our reporters or head over to our Facebook and Instagram pages at Caribbean Hot 7 TV to share your point of view on trending topics in the news. Coming up next, Guy Joseph calls for citizens to vote for any color but red. And Alan Chasney sides with the government on inevitable inflation, but maintains that tax regimes could be the solution. All that and much more coming up when we return.